a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up. Whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up. Whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow, to be a hero, they'll lock up the show. Go, whenever tomorrow,
Bam, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's go, baby! Let's put the lemon into the water. Let's stay motivated every single day. I see a short for Bitcoin about to take off on the 1 hour time frame. I almost don't have time to put the lemon into the water for each and every one of us here. Let's get the pineal gland going. Let's alkaline ourselves. Let's stay hydrated. Did you go after that brass ring? Did you grab it today? Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's show you what's happening in the markets instead of hiding you from the live screen like I've done before in the past. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's get that music up and running. Bobby G. Oh my. So what do I see? I see a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. I see a descending, also falling wedge. 1, 2, 3. We hit the bottom. We hit the top. What happened this morning? People got excited. They started along. They got a little too excited. Well, let me break it back in time for you. Really, it's our old trick, the 7-minute. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water, and I'm going to break down the 7-minute for you for Bitcoin. Shout out to all the beautiful souls on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you for being here with me every single day, baby. Every single day we do it. And teachers who do it 9 months a year, back at it again. Shout out to all the teachers. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. And honestly, today in my feed, I believe the first thing I saw, which hit me so hard, she said yes. Wow, DZ getting married. Shout out to DZ for getting married. That's a beautiful photo. You both look absolutely gorgeous together. You accentuate each other. That's amazing. Getting married was the best thing I ever did. Everyone wish DZ today on ATB a happy marriage. From the lifers to you, DZ, and to the Pit Squad, may you have a wonderful marriage, man. God bless your marriage. All right? So, anyway, let's move on. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on into the live stream. Make sure we don't have any green screen issues. I was moving the screen around today. My man wanted to long cyber. I guess he took that long right back to the upside. Every time it comes down, he goes up or down or up. It may actually pump up to the 200 SMA too. This could give you a nice little pump right up to the 200 SMA. We see that many a time. Interesting. We'll break down the altcoins in a little while. So bitty Bitcoin. What's happening? What's going down? Well, it seems to be oscillating on the 7-minute up or down through this channel. And even if it makes it all the way up here throughout the day sideways and up, likely not much going on. You know what I mean? We need a sauce emoji. I'm longing BLZ. When Ben said somebody. That's the big question of the day. And, I saw something too. If I go here to Bethany. Yep. The family dog has passed away. Beloved Skip. I had 2 dogs that lived to 13 years old. And so don't laugh. Moment of silence for the family dog, man. That's just... Take care of Skip up there, God. That's sad, man. Looks like a true warrior, and he was a good dog. Look, he was good to the kids, and all the kids jumped on him, all the puppies, and he was such a good dog. So, so sorry to hear that, Bethany. And I lost 2 dogs, and they both lived to 13. They did a really good job, so what are you going to do, man? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. 383 people, 138 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. So, if you're scalping, looks like there's a chance that you may get another little move here on the 7 back to the upside, just kind of back and forth. But I just see backwards price action here for Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. So, just tells me, up and down. And honestly, you can almost get a shoulder and a head and a shoulder there. You can almost get just bearish tones and all. The 1 hour time frame to me does say that it could be taking a toll to the downside. It's tried to pump in the last few hours here. Let's take a look at what's happened. Oh, I'm back in time, right? This morning we saw that the 7-minute was about to pump. That's all I was going to show you. You had a falling wedge. The 7-minute looked like it was about to pump to the upside. Sorry, I'm back in time. And so it did. And then it just hit resistance here, you see? And then got rejected by the top of the wedge. It came back down again. Now seems to be playing games looking for that bearish retest of the area See, that to me, that looks somewhat of a bearish retest. Let's zoom in on the 5. Yeah, I mean, you've lost it and you're wicking below the zone now. I mean, that's a bearish retest. Some say, no, you're still inside, but then you lose the connection of the other two, so you can't. No. So to me, that's easily the clean move. 1, 2, 3. So you've fallen out of grace right now. You know, watch the smaller time frames for the bearish retest. 1 hour time frame has already begun to close a candle outside. 37 minutes, it'll be verified, right? And so, why so many lines? Well, I see this as a possible symmetrical triangle if it could get a bounce. All right, but we'll take that away for now. We can look at that at another time. But I see the falling wedge here, up, down, likely to come back down to the bottom of the pattern, and you're at 25,708. And so far, you know, since the 7 minute, and that's why I use the 7 minute to enter, so that when the 7 minute got overbought and hit resistance, you enter the trade. The 1 hour looks good, and then you take the 1 hour to the downside. Therefore, the 7 minute helps you enter the 1 hour time frame. I do this all the time. I teach this all the time. It's using smaller time frames to jump on into bigger time frames. Okay? It's so important that we're doing these types of things all the time. We don't just jump into trades, whenever we want. We make sure there's some type of confirmation. We have some type of system, some type of thing going down, right? We're not breaking this trend line. High or low, making a cup of the wick suggests that 25,929 hit the top of the pattern using symmetrical triangle. Seize the day. I don't know. To me, we're pretty much out of the pattern, even on the 1 hour. If I get, the 1 hour says you're clearly out of the pattern, But we'll go back and we will entertain this 15-minute flag, all right? So 1 hour still is just getting started. This thing could make a massive dump down. It could curve to at any time. We have this support zone. Bring this down here. Strong support at 25,688. But if we break that, we're going to come down and test this level here. 25,464, 25,5. And then it's about, 25,134. And BOOKMAP also suggests that we go lower. It's been saying this for days, though. This is now 6, 7, 8 days, maybe, that we've had a 25,000 call. We haven't hit it yet. However, the most liquidity is to the downside for BOOKMAP, and we've seen that. You will see me live on BOOKMAP today at 1 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Catch me doing another big segment here for the BOOKMAP family and community, so I can't wait to see you there. May God bless each and every one of you. I'll be jumping into BOOKMAP, all right, today from 1 to 2 p.m., going over the charts, all right. Huge order at 25,000, also a big order at 25,4K. Pain is definitely coming, not if, just when. I find that so true using the low time frame 1 minute, even for the 15 and the 1 hour time frames. Yeah, exactly. You can keep doing it. Like, you can trade the weekly, make sure you get it on like the daily and the 3-day. You can trade the daily, make sure you get it on the 4. You can trade the 4, make sure you get it on the 1. You can trade the 1, make sure you get it on the 15. You can trade the 15 and 7, the 7 to the 1. And it all kind of comes in conjunction with each other, okay? So you would expect a little bounce here. The 7 minute is overbought and trying to do that same thing it just did earlier today and get another bounce back to the upside out of another falling wedge. So earlier it was in a falling wedge, it broke out. It's in another falling wedge with low stochastics. This time, all right, it's even lower, getting rejected by the what? The 200 SMA as it went above it and got back below it. So I still see more bearishness for, even if it comes up and comes back down, I see more bearishness, and it may never even get back inside this pattern. It may just stay out here and bearishly retest. I see a move to the downside for Bitcoin, 1 hour time frame, breaking down. And I'll stay there until this change, until I see a bend here and something changes on the 1. We can then assume and look at bigger time frames. Let's take a look at the DXY like we do every single day and get down to brass tacks and break it down. The DXY getting a pump to the upside, not a good look, all right? Not my favorite thing here. Not what I'm looking for. Made a little flag here, pumped out of the flag to the upside. The DXY did not get the bearish retest. In fact, it just broke back inside of the pattern. So insane. Broke out, broke down, broke back inside, going for the top now of the channel. Still not amazing, but wow. What do you say to that ridiculousness? The DXY getting back inside, not getting rejected by the pattern. However, if we look at the 1 hour time frame, Even the 1 hour here is overbought and wants to come on down. Moving average is a little far apart. And do you have a bearish div? Not yet. Nothing crazy. Let's take a look at a 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour is somewhat overbought too, but you don't have an. And look, there was a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder. It broke out, made a flag, and broke out of that. This could have been considered somewhat of a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder too, just on a bigger scale. Interesting how these things always seem to play out. Now, it still could just be making a bull trap, like breaking out and still breaking to the downside. However, your daily has legs to the upside here for the dollar index. At the same time, the dollar index could pump with Bitcoin. They don't have to be 100% uncorrelated. I guess we could attempt to put it in a broadening wedge here, but no, to me, it just fell back. It got back inside the pattern. The bigger time frame still very overbought, like the 3-day and the 2-day chart telling you, hey, but they are above, way above the 200 SMA. So they're in bullish territory. You see that? While Bitcoin is not. So it's telling me that the dollar index, now that it's breached this trend line, and you could say, no, it didn't, but it really did. I mean, the next stop is really this resistance here at 106.80 and then 107.98. I mean, we told you that this is going to help us predict what's going to happen to BTC. We would if we were a red candle on our way down here, everything would be hunky-dory. But right now it's not. All right? Hunky-dory. Yes, I said hunky-dory. I think a dory is a little sailing boat. Hunky Dory is a 4 studio album by the English musician David Bowie. But what does it mean? Quite satisfactory. You know what I mean? That's what it means. Everything will be, everything will be okay. We'll be all right with it. You know what I mean? Everything will be hunky dory. I'm just telling you right now, the 1 hour wants to take you to the downside, baby. And there we are, breaching 25.7 on our way further down. I woke up this morning and gave them an update in the trading group, explaining this exact thing that I was seeing. Too many bears think they're going to get cheap Bitcoin. Hunky-dory, LOL. Bobby Carter, all good. Prepared for all beautiful move to the downside this week. Been waiting for a couple weeks now to re-enter at 24K. However, could it slip to 23? Anything is possible, my friend. Anything is possible. DXY getting a pump. What do we do now? Well, we go to the 1 hour time frame and we flag it out. If this thing makes a flag, a continuation pattern of some type, hits that 21 and decides to continue, then Bitcoin will continue to the downside. These are simple concepts. Understand them. Learn how to trade bullishly. Put your bullish thoughts on the DXY. If the DXY looks bullish, go over to Bitcoin, find the same idea, and you're going to see a bearish move to the downside. So, long from 25.544. Interesting. I would not be long, honestly, because we keep losing resistances. Like, first you get long, then you get stopped out, right? Then you should switch short, and then you see, okay, you can't get above resistance. Resistance, 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 resistance. And so the whole point is you go long, you get stopped out. You realize that the trend is against you. Now, fine, you could say low, high. We're still sitting on a higher low. We still have support right here at 25,650. If that breaks, we will drop to a double bottom here at 25,454. I believe it's highly likely we do based on the gas of the 1 hour time frame, but you never know. Anything is possible. I have a little bit of a stuffy nose. I apologize. I sound like this. So annoying. I was sneezing yesterday, and I was sneezing this morning. Prophet says otherwise. We need news, news, and news. Smash the like button. Shout out to everybody here in the game. Waiting on that 24-23. Shout out to D Shovel. Shout out to Iris, Aries, Matt Stevens in the house. Shout out to Mr. Blue Collar. Shout out to all the lifers in the house. Shout out to the 497 beautiful souls. 182 people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Personally, I want to see $1 billion in shorts liquidated. It's going to be glorious. Hey, you never know. It could definitely happen. I mean, one thing that could be thought is this wick is a low. That's a high. Technically a higher low there. Can we make a higher high? I just like to use candle bodies, Shipping oversold 2K could be 4K in a week, maybe a day. It's a mover. Oversold 2K, maybe 4K in a week. My man, Drain the Swamp. FLM pumping. We'll take a look at FLM in a second. Thank you for bringing that up. So watch the DXY. See what happens on this 1 hour. Bring this over here. We'll get an alert on it. If this 1 hour stays in a beautiful flag, or it looks like it may even continue to the upside here. You know. So only time will tell for the DXY. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day. You're a good man, Sam. So sorry for being bullish. No worries, man. You can't. See, you just said I hate negativity, and you use the word hate, man. You can't use the word hate. It's a negative word. You got to live in love, baby. So you attracted negativity immediately when you said that. See that? See how that works? Your words are insanely, you know. I want to see that shot up to 26.4 for the short squeeze, but no doubt, right now, we going down. Will Bitcoin go to 24? Cool. Okay. Let's take a look. BLZ is pumping hard, he says. This thing's just been hot on and off the trade, right? Yeah, and I was saying I could see it pump to the upside even more, right? I was just saying, like, I could see it pump. You know, shout out to anyone that took gains for BLZ, baby. Wow, 22%. Beautiful gains. Just because the moving average were tight again, I said, I know it pumped, that it's back inside. I said, but it's got a higher low. I said, this thing is ready to move. Right? The 4 hour looks ready to go, and the moving averages are super tight. Even the daily looked good to me, so I put it out to the trade. I said, man, this thing looks insane. I said, the daily, the 4 hour, everything looks good to me to the upside. You know what I mean? Winner, winner, chicken dinner, bang, bang, bang. Lifer hits him again. There we do. Yesterday at 10 p.m., BLZ may continue to pump here. Daily has room. I try to put things that are going to boom. Boomed. And did it boom, baby? Did it boom, baby? Before and after. Let's do 'ems. Let's do 'ems. There's my before. Watch, I'm going to do it perfectly today. There's my before. There's my after. There's my before. There's my after. We could shrink it a little bit, right? There's my before. There's my after to the upside, baby. Before and after. Bang, bang, bang. I want to do it like absolutely perfectly. I have this obsession. That should be about right. Before, after. 22% gains in the trading group. God bless each and every one of you for being here with the lifer. And we got you, baby. What could a stop loss be for cyber for the current price? I don't know. I'll have to take a look. Do you think we pass an all-time high before the year end? I don't know what to think, man. I actually don't think anything. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I don't know. I have no idea what Bitcoin's going to do. I don't tell myself I know what Bitcoin's going to do. Pointless to do that. It gets you nowhere. Okay? Absolutely nowhere. We're going to look at the charts every single day with discipline, with love, with open-mindedness, and we're going to grind. And that's what we're going to do. You know what I mean? This week, I got to go to my aunt's funeral. My family's going to come, my mom. What I like about it is any excuse to see my mom. Since my dad died, she keeps saying she needs more time alone. And we're all like, you need less time alone and more time with us, But she, at the same time, I would never be pushy, And she has her time. She has her time. So, but at the same time, it's, it's nice to know that she'll have to come. So I'm sad that we're burying my aunt. She was 82 years old, though. She lived a great life. You know what I mean? But it's sad that I'm burying my aunt. It is what it is. All right. If you want to make gains like BLZ, right? And be able to understand what low stochastics mean, what the curve to the upside, what tight moving averages are, what being above a POC means. If you want to understand how to play these ideas, If you want to make money trading, you want to learn and use your education to make money, you want to get educated, join the trading group today. All right. And we traded these on MEXC. MEXC is the place to be. Okay. Also join the Facebook group. Okay. Please join the Facebook group. And I know it's a lot, but the newsletter is so important because the newsletter is the way I get emails, and that way I can have my own little connection to each and every one of you without anyone in between us, right? Risk asset traditionally crash sometimes after the Fed flip to loosening of rates in a bullish event, but the market takes a long time to reflect it, as often as the credit crash also comes after. If you want charts, just go check out the AI stream. We real here. You're funny. So BLZ to the upside. Nice getting a move there, right? Boom, boom, boom. So I like to see BLZ getting that pump. My man. And there's another win in the trading group that I posted to you, Shano. 24%. A little more on the wickage. And it's still holding right now. The daily has legs too, so this may not be done, man. This may not be done. May not be done. Bitcoin dropping to the downside as predicted here on the live stream. Did I call short? I mean, did I call long? Anybody here? Did I call long? Anyone here? Was anyone in the trading group this morning and they watched my update? What did my update say this morning? I just want to double check in how I'm doing with the trading group. What did this update say this morning? What did the update say last night? Who here watched both updates? What did last night's update say? And look, I'm giving away all that sauce that people get to see. But what did the update say last night? What did the update say this morning? Bitcoin always dumps on your show now. Crypto King. Short. Let's go short. He says, yes, you call long. You're on fire. Gains on gains. Who watched the update last night? I said if you can't get back above 25.9, expect more downside. Period. If you can't close candles above, it was simple, right? And then here, the 1 hour is pointing to the downside. Look how strong that stochastic is. Dump City, baby. And it's funny, I used to be live and be calling longs and we pumped, and one guy's like, you're such a perma bear, a perma bull. And they yelled at me. I wasn't a perma bull. I was just that good at reading price action. I mean, I knew when the trend has changed, man. I can read trend change. Like, it's not that hard to understand. Like, you know what I mean? Same, like right now, we like, if you can read trend, you can understand that that's a low, that's a high. We are in a small uptrend right now. All right? Bitcoin would have to just break back above 26,070, 26, like, we got to get above these levels. We even extended right here. We got to break back above this level here. 26,150 even. You know what I mean? We got to get above the highs. We have to have a low, a high, a low, a higher low, and a higher high. And then we'll see what happens. That's how a big trend will form. From a little trend, it's not going to happen on its own. All right. And and what I've learned about the wicks, especially at this exact time during the day, somewhere between 10 and it's London. It's London. You know what I mean? Or right now, I mean, it's right now 5 hours ahead of us, so it's 3 o'clock London time. So for whatever reason, whenever I see the shorts, they do this. They do this crazy wick down, and they bring it back up. And if we go and we look at BOOKMAP, pretty sure we're going to get a liquidation here. And there is the liquidations. So this wick here, and then if we go back to like the 1 minute, you'll see a low and another low. And then you'll see the RSI swinging up. See, this is just like the same story, morning glory, right? And then technically now we should pump back up to the 200 SMA. And it should take all day. And this is technically the trade now after liquidation. At around this time today. No guarantees. We could make a shoulder head, right shoulder there. And then what I do is I start making my smaller time frame resistance. So now we clearly have 25,700 as resistance. If you can't get back above it, expect more downside. But we did get the move away from the 21 with the liquidation. We usually always pump back to the 200 SMA. There's the move with the liquidation. We pump back to the 200 SMA. We could be on this one, though. We might have one more to go. But it was a pretty good liquidation. Eventually, you're going to get a liquidation with the divergence, and then you'll be able to trade along back to the 200, back basically to the 200 SMA. And there's the dip, baby. 25,665. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Are we going to break this low? There's a low. There's a high. There's a low. There's a lower high. Expect a lower low, right? Unless this divergence can kick in and we can get this move here. But look at the Stokes are even high now. But there is a divergence now. You see it? And we went low. I mean, 25,623 on the short. Called another Bitcoin move to the downside yet again. I mean, it's insane, right? Congratulations on 46,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. 46,000 last night. We crossed the line, baby. On our way for more. It never ends. It's a battle. Bitcoin is a battle. YouTube is a battle, really, too. I just opened 100x 5K Bitcoin long. 100x 5,000 Bitcoin long. Really, that's insane. That means your liquidation must be so close. Just subs since around 10K. Shout out to Jack, my man. You're a legend, crypto lifer. I love you. Shout out to Gail Raham Healings. Gail Raham Healings. Thank you, man. I'm always worried to say a name like I'm saying something like Mr. Hawk, right? Funny. So we should get the higher low here now with the divergence. There you go. Technically, my system says we should pump to the 200 SMA now. It may take time. It go like this, but you should be able to squeeze out along here to the 200 because we got the liquidation and we got the divergence. If you just trust that you'll make it through to the 200 SMA now. That's it. No guarantees, but I mean, there was our liquidation there. We got the move to the 200. There was one we got to the 200. There was one we got to the 200. There was one we got to the 200. So there's a good chance that we can get back up to the 200 now. Begin to long back up to the 200. I'm not saying we're like super bullish here. I'm saying these are just these scalps that I found can occur. Because look, now you have a low, high, higher low, higher high. You can build your way out of this trend. You have a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder forming here on the smaller time frame. This is what I've been attempting to teach my students over and over again. I'm basically giving away my sauce every day. And at the same time, I'm bold and taking risks because you never know. Nothing is guaranteed in trading. All right? You can easily lose this low and just continue down and get another liquidation. And we try it again. At one point, we're going to get that move to the 200. Shoulder, head, right shoulder there, hanging on. Hanging on. "30-second descending vibes," right? Descending triangle is dumb. And again, I could be bugging you out. You can stay on the 1 hour and just keep short. Stop loss to break even and just see where this goes. The 1 hour says we go further to the downside. If we can't close this double bottom, my measured move is here. 25,467. All right. BOOKMAP liquidations. 29,000, 84,000. We didn't get a liquidation, a divergence in the liquidation, so we may get more. More to the downside here, 25, and then that big order down at 25,000. Really, BOOKMAP suggesting that we're going lower. BOOKMAP's been saying it for days. We're just waiting on liquidity. Liquidity hasn't been here to help us move at all, right? So now we're going to break down the hard facts for Bitcoin. Just because I don't want you thinking any of my titles are clickbait here, I do give you the hard facts, all right? We do break it down here every single day. Hard facts. Below the 200 SMA is bearish. The second we broke below it, you open up a short with a stop loss on the other side. You would have navigated this whole thing to the downside easily. I've talked about this in front of other people. I gave this away on Banter. Very easy strategy. Second you go below the 200, specifically on the 4 hour. The 4 hour is like a very good time frame. I mean, you're bearish at that point. So unless we can get back above this 200 SMA, I'm not in a bullish tone. Like, I'm going to be looking to short the market. It means it tells you where the trend is. It's basically a trend change. Like, when you're above it, you're in an uptrend. When you're below it, you're in a downtrend. It's really simple to me. So yeah, we could get a huge pump to the upside. We could flip it. At that case, the one cool thing about this reminds me of a little bit of here. We got banged out. This reminds me of, actually, it looks just like it. Hold on. Oh my God. Look at this. Hold on, let's take a fractal here and take a look at what's happening. We may have decided to, we may have cracked the code here inadvertently, completely accidentally. Where did they move that to? It used to be like right here. Anyway, I believe I put it down here. Bars pattern, right? No, I don't want... Yeah, is it bars pattern? So take a look at this. This is weird. You had this huge pump up. You gave it all right back down. You hugged sideways on a POC. You dipped down a little bit. You created a divergence on the 4 hour. You got a massive pump out of this, and you were gone. Okay? And again, just because there's a fractal doesn't mean it's, you know, but that, like... Very interesting, right? They're not going to match exactly, but... Look, so you have this peak here, this peak here. So nasty dump, come back up, sideways, dump again. Wow. And then blast. See, the thing is, you have this huge gap in the VRVP. So when you're ready, you'll get to fly right back up to 29,000. You're not going to hang out much between 26.1 and about 29. Like, you're going to be able to move $3,000 pretty quickly, right? Most liquidity here, you know, and then you even know that there's more behind that. So, and I remember we were saying that back then when everyone was bearish. But I will tell you, being below the 200 SMA is no good, all right? We got to get back above there for sure. Same thing here, but we weren't below for too long before we got to pump back up to the upside. You are looking for the 21 to move. Once the 21 starts to curve, it's a pretty good sign. See this curve? That could be a pretty good sign. Okay. We're just looking at other ideas here to keep our minds limber. Okay. Keeping our minds limber here. Going through the motions of Bitcoin in the technical analysis every single day here on YouTube with Samuel James Price, the Crypto Lifer. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Yesterday was unbelievable. The memberships were flying. It was out of control. Thank you so much. Considering my aunt had passed that night, it was just like, wow. don't know if you guys got together to conspire to make me super happy that day. So falling wedges break up 68% of the time. They break up the length of their pole. Like, you're expecting some type of break back up. Can you pump up to the 200 SMA here? Catch a lot of people off guard and get a nice liquidation. I'd like to see some type of move above 25 and then boom, right? At least to 27,100 would be the first move to that 200 SMA. Now, what makes me think this is possible? Or what do the charts convey this is possible? Who cares what I think? Well, the 4 hour is very low, looking for a bounce. Okay. You have a slight bullish divvy here. You definitely have a swing up. You have a higher RSI. That RSI was the lowest it's ever been, telling you that, like, you may never see a low like that. You did wick, though, lower than that, which is pretty crazy. Not too long ago, like just today, yesterday. So, you know, hey, you did wick lower than the low already to 25.2. But the RSI didn't get as low as it did before. So, that's kind of a... this is a giant divergence here on the 4 hour. You got swing up to swing up while this swings down. I mean, you know, but some could say, yeah, and then try to bounce, but it still is a very big divergence. And then you came back low in the Stokes. That tells me you're likely going to get a big bounce. That is a big divergence. So and you have a strong support here. Now, even though I'm short today, and I'm saying short, I'm in short of smaller time frames, so I'm not short big. I'm not short like on the daily, you know. But that 1 hour still needs to come on down. We'll see where it ends up at the end of the day. When this rounds out, we'll see where it ends up. So the 4 hour looking like we could get a pretty big move to the upside. Why? I'm just seeing tight moving averages. If we could flip the 21. So the 4 hour, the first thing you want to see is the 4 hour get above the 21. That would be maybe, you know, I would possibly begin a long if we got above the white line. So if I see the 4 hour closed candles above this white line, I'll think of long. It's a preemptive long above the yellow line, same idea. And then you have a gap in the VRVP, and you have the outlying of the 200 SMA, which tells me we could see a pump, and we got the oversold, right? 4 hour. We got the oversold 22, which is in a very strong divergence. See that? And then the 3-day has this hidden bullish, which I keep bringing up, which tells us that we're going to continue to the upside. So while everyone's super bearish right now, I see a hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day chart, which tells me that we could get a reversal to the upside, and there's a chance that we are still making this pattern here, and we'll come back up. And we'll consolidate and then get a move. You know, I'm not guaranteeing this, and I'm not saying it has to happen. Bit of a double bottom here too. But I'm not guaranteeing this. And we'll watch the smaller time frames for confirmation. Right? But, I mean, look, the 1 minute is starting to play out, right? Let's take a look. There it is. We said you could long right there and to the 200. Now, we should get all the way to the 200 SMA here. But you'd be in the money right now. We called a long right there. I should have opened it in front of you just to show it for you. I just was more into teaching, and I didn't have, like, I wanted to teach, you know. I would have been in there sitting, clicking around, making my trade. But there was like 100% or 90% feel that this was going to go to the upside because we found the liquidation, and then I find this moves through the moving averages. And you're likely to touch the 200 SMA now. All right. You're in the money at this point if you took the long, all right, and closed the short. So now this will get extended, and then eventually you could say, hey, well, we didn't get above the resistance, you know. So your next big level to get above is right here. 2731, right? But this says you should touch that 200 SMA. And then at that point, usually price action either dumps from there or gets back above it and continues on up. And look, that shoulder, head, and right shoulder did break out to the upside from the neckline. Very hard to see, but it did happen. Shoulder, head, shoulder, broke out, right? Even traded on the 30-second, you're going to move up to the 200 SMA and then get out of the trade. See, more could happen, but the idea is just to see if you can identify areas where you can just guarantee, you know, just guarantee 0.2% and take that. 100x leverage, that's 20% over and over again, right? So I'm just, and again, you have to understand how to trade lev. You have to know what you're doing. There's a lot more to that. It doesn't happen overnight. But I'm just showing you these concepts. And I've been pointing this out to my trading group every day now as a way to make gains. Liquidation, boom. Liquidation, boom. And some people are calling it the cup and handle. I believe this could even be the money printer, just in my own way of doing it, Like you're at a 786, there's a bit of a cup and handle in there, right? You have to understand, I trade with the algorithm, so if you stare at the charts all day and come up with a really good system, there's a chance my system overlaps somehow in your system, even if we don't even use the same oscillators or indicators, because we're both looking at the chart so much that we trade with the algorithm. The algorithm will eventually mold the way you trade if you can identify it over time. Okay? Pretty nuts, right? So. And come to this channel. We'll pinpoint exact places to open long shorts and close shorts, exact places to open longs. And look, there's going to be our pump to the 200 SMA there. I mean, I don't know why it does it. It just does it. The bots seem to move you through the moving averages every single time. Happens here, happened here. But you just got to be able to identify the liquidation areas, okay? Which aren't that hard if you do it every day. And they come around the same time. You see them here on the live stream, right? So you're watching these shorts play out over time and then understanding how to possibly reverse them on a smaller time frame. I'm giving away gold right now. I shouldn't even give this away. I really shouldn't. I should keep this to myself because I spent years and then I figured it out and it's my own little thing. So I don't know. Do you only use the 200 and the 21? I mean, I use the 80, the 50, and the 100, but the 200 and the 21 are my go-to. They're basically my Bollinger Band, very similar to Bollinger Bands. They're my edges. You know what I mean? Sharing is caring, lifer. Psychology, be in. Yeah. You're amazing. Thank you. Anytime, man. You're the man. Valuable information. I mean, you can use this over and over again to make gains. Okay, let's break it down. Let's move into, I want to look at the NQ. Looked bullish on the bigger time frames. Is it going to continue that narrative to the upside, right? And we'll talk about it. I'm going to open up a new account soon to be able to trade gold, silver, everything. So look out for that. That's something we'll be doing. So look, it was a diamond to the din, and it did break to the downside like the diamond was supposed to. It's just kind of funny, right? But we formed this channel. We talked about this channel forming a flag. And back to the top of the flag again. 1 hour is getting oversold, overbought, so it's telling you. And look, the 21 is curving down with the 200. So like you can only assume that you're probably going to, and look, that's a rounded top. And it's kind of got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder in a way. It's, Anyway, it just looks most likely that the NQ is going to take a move to the downside. 15-minute is overbought too, with the 1 hour time frame. Great entries when they're all high, in the 7. That's a perfect short on the NQ, in my humble opinion. And I could be wrong, but to me, it looks like you'll be able to short the NQ for the next, I don't know, half an hour to 2 hours. And make a nice move to the downside here out of that rising wedge. Just overbought on 3 small time frames for a scalp. Sam, always sharing that alpha. I love the knowledge. Shout out to Timby313. Shout out to MRD. Shout out to Outrage Guy. Shout out to JSoul84. Remember, everyone, join the trading group to get the alpha this morning. You would have known what's happening for Bitcoin before it was happening. Join MEXC today. It's amazing. Zero maker, taker, and spot fees. I'm telling you right now, it'll blow your mind. It's where you want to be. MEXC. I was trading on Binance US, bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. Ended up paying like $200 over spot price. It was like $28,005. They charged me like $28,007, And then they also hit me with like another probably like $50 to $60 fee. I ended up paying like $300. I could have sent the tether over to MEXC, bought it, and sent it right back. You don't have to harvest it here. You can just make the transaction. Zero spot maker and taker fees, man. You can't beat that on MEXC. Zero future maker fees and 0% one taker fees too if you're on futures. So if you're making limit orders on futures, you're not even paying the in and out fee on the exchange. I mean, I find that absolutely phenomenal, unbelievable. So Don't ask me why we always move up to the 200 SMA. It's just something that happens. Just know that it happens and take your money. That's all. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know this, so you'll be able to take advantage of it. It's the build-up phase. Now they got to build it up. If they're going to bring it back down, and somehow the bots use the simple MAs. I don't know why. Maybe other people don't use them. I can't explain it. Always be mindful of supportive resistance regardless of what you're doing. 27,731 is a resistance we got to break back above to remain bullish, even slightly. All right. NQ, baby. So I see a short for the NQ from 1546. Let's take a look at the very small time frame. So let this 1 minute get one more last little ba-doom boom. Ba-boom boom. You really want to see a bearish div here on the 1. You're starting to get it there. Yeah, you want to see the 21 getting away. So you want to see the beginning of the short now. So I see a little short starting even possibly in the next, I don't know, 5 to 6 minutes, something like that. All right, let's go back into Bitcoin dominance. What happened to Dommy Dom Dom? So look, Bitcoin dominance is still inside this bigger flag that we've been showing you, right? And even though it went low, it went high, it seems to be making a higher low. Like it wants to kind of break on out. Like it could be attempting to make a symmetrical triangle here. I like these down and dirty bass beats. Falling wedge broke on out. Rejection, low, high, higher, low, slightly still hugging. Oversold in the 6 hour. Could get a bit of a move. Now, 2 reasons Bitcoin dominance pumps. 1, right, is because people are selling out of altcoins into Bitcoin and the market's going down. All right. Or the market's going up and Bitcoin is ripping and people are selling out of their altcoins. So just be careful. All right. And there, we're about to do it. We're about to hit the 200, just like I told you. We went over this, and I finally called it live in front of you all. So you could have, I hope someone is about to sell when we hit that yellow line. You do whatever makes you happy. But, I mean, we just showed you exactly how this plays out. And again, the Stokes were high the whole time. You can't trust the Stokes on this one. This is a simple movement play that it's a pattern recognition play that I've understood to be true. And you can see the shoulder, head, and the shoulder hidden in there. We broke out. We retested the neckline. We made a rising wedge. The rising wedge broke to the upside. You can see how the whole textbook thing broke out, right? And we're going to tap that yellow line now. And maybe we won't. I mean, you'd be greedy probably. I would probably close the trade right now because you're at resistance. But my crazy, insane system that I've backtested for years says that we will tap that yellow line. Like we're just, for some reason, we're going to tap this yellow line. Price action, do what I say. And don't make me look like a fool. I'll be back in 2 minutes. If you're not on the yellow line, shame on you. Let's take a look at U.S. Tether dominance, which was also inside of that symmetrical triangle, if you remember correctly. We don't want to see it break out of here. We're going to be watching this very closely. I'm going to bring it up to you every day. So let's break it down. Go to that daily. So we're watching this here on U.S. Tether dominance. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. We should be coming down to this circled area here and losing some Tether dominance, which also would tell us there should be a pump for Bitcoin. And we're getting hidden bearish divergence here as this swings up while that swings down, which tells me we will get a break to the downside. That is the hidden divergence on the, I believe it's the same thing. Maybe not, but I'm pretty sure because there's only so many pumps on these smaller time frames. So you find the divergence with the wick. Hey, come here, doggy. No, not right right now. Not right now. No animals were hurt in the making of this show. Give me a kiss. Hey, Winnie. Winnie. What do you think of those balls, Winnie? Huh? And look, now we're getting the massive pump to the upside here on the reversal. And not right now, please. I'm working, honey. Baby, please help me out. So, hold on. Let me jump into the chat here. Now, I should be ecstatically screaming. Nothing's glitching out. What are you talking about? No mailman is safe. That's a big dog lifer. I just went 30x long with 100 on BTC. Who here just made a bunch of money on this insane idea here that you'll find the divergence with the wick. You'll call out the divergence here on the RSI. Price action will break out and make it to the 200 SMA. If it gets above it, you'll get an even bigger pump. What is going on with the stream? Nothing. Why? Audio issues? What are you guys talking about over here? Audio delay, we're good. No, we're good. It's good. All good. You froze for a second. I was freezing. I was like this. All right. So anyway, now you look for support or resistance, but this was supposed to happen. We were supposed to get the move. Okay? And what's funny is you broke out of the channel, then you broke back inside the channel. Now, if you didn't know how to use this technique on the 1 minute, you would have been fleeced. Okay? Voice to video, lag, not too bad. It froze a few, but good. Really. I think it's fun. You know what it was is I had BOOKMAP on top of Streamlabs. And I noticed whenever I have those like actually touching each other, right? And then look, we got the liquidations here to the upside. Now, BOOKMAP didn't say we were definitely going up, but it had a little bit of a touch there. And it still has this order up at 26,002, all right? Which is interesting. Now, that's the only order I would play. I would take my money now and be out of the trade for the day. That's the only trade we need to make for the day. That's it. That's it. Call that a day. We trade this setup over and over again. Every time we see the liquidation. Now, and that was a smaller one, but look at, once it got above, that one retested the 200 and was gone. But listen, I was waiting for this. I told you about it. I took a picture of it and showed it to you guys in the trading group. Who here understood exactly what I was talking about when it happened? Who here has no clue what's going on? Who here thinks I'm actually a voodoo man who uses voodoo? Okay. I made 20%. Nice. I'm using your strategy. Shout out to everyone who stuck to their convictions and stuck with their longs. Shout out to Crypto Fever in the game. You are a wizard. You are the best. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. A legend. Shout out to Lifer Adam in the game. Voodoo master of the charts. Lifer lives 15 minutes into the future. That's the money printer. Brr, made 80%. Yep, great stuff. You mentioned this many times. Great work, brother. Rockton Road. You're a wizard, Sam. I understand it. Scam wicks are so sketchy. I think you're the Shema. You're a smart guy, man. How do I click the buttons and make money? PYR in a bullish megaphone after the pump on the bottom trend line. Anyone know how does the Corona... man. Voodoo API, that's a name. I wish for a $4.99 a month. Any other way to own it. Just make it happen, man, and God will make it for you. Pray for it and work hard. It's called the drain indicator, right? I sat out today and just learned as much as I could. Focused on learning. Super live. I took the trade. Big thanks to you. Good teaching. Yeah. Now, if you want to stay in the trade, right? Now you flag out the 1 minute. And if the 1 minute can stay above the 200 SMA and the 21 can catch it, it'll make what's called some type of bull flag. And this thing will continue to the upside here. And your next target will be about 25,855. All right. Staying long for a tad longer. Stop loss is tight, of course. Yeah, there's no reason not to switch short unless we were to make a violent move back down. Right now, we actually broke back inside the channel, too. So now it's more likely that we're going to break to the top of the channel, see? Because we broke back inside this channel, it's likely we break back up to here. which also will make sense if we make the flag. All right. And trading is like chess. You have to learn how to pivot. You start with one thing, but then you start chess with an idea, but then your opponent starts moving the board around in a way you didn't plan on all of it. You can plan as much as you want, but unless you're a psychic, you'll never know exactly how the pieces are going to be moved on that board. So each time the pieces are moved, you got to change your plan. Now, some of the plans may stay and some of them may have to change. It depends. Technical analysis is just like that. Like today, we started short, but then I saw the divergence in the 1, and I saw my old pattern show up, and boom, there it goes to the upside, right? Look at that thing mooning now. Mooning, salooning. And now we need like the smaller time frames. Lately, it's been really small time frames. So it was like a really little flag there that broke out on the 32nd. See? Bang. Like, similar idea, close to the 21 with low stochastics. Wow. And they're about to hit the target. The other, I mean, we hit 25,833. So, what's your thoughts on BLZ? Yeah. Pumpski for Bitcoin ETF delay was an overreaction. That candle looks like a salute. Seize the day that's just wondering why they delisted them. I was wondering if they all disappeared from my TV watch list. I mean, no one was probably using them. Everyone was trading leverage. You know what I mean? So, no, I would watch out for Fake Move Tuesday for sure. It ended up being, it kind of was. They moved it down. They moved it right back up. They did false move Monday, but they did it right. They did it Tuesday. We just knew exactly how to identify what they do. They do this exact same thing every time. And really, it's just understanding divergences. And look, the shoulder, head, and the shoulder there that brought us out. Now I would switch to the flag here. Now, this is a good sign because you got your 21-day crossing your 200. All right? That's when the trade can, see? Right there when you had it, we had a huge or bigger move. Doesn't always mean you got to have a bigger move, but. So now I'd watch this flag out till it can touch the 21 again. And I personally would be taking profits and getting out of the trade right now, calling it a day. No one ever went broke paying yourself, man. But they're just massively liquidating the shorts now. Who couldn't read what a bullish divergence is. They're not going to be able to see that idea there, And I can't explain why it does this, but it just does. And so the same idea, look, if you flip this upside down, this is when I tell you to short the market. Bearish divergence when the 21's away from the 200. I just told you, like this one setup, you could trade the whole market, every market for the rest of your life. If you understand divergences, bearish and bullish, and the moving averages far apart from each other. Everyone tries to reinvent the wheel and learn all these other, you really don't. This is it. This is it. This is it. My trade didn't make any profit because of trading fees. That doesn't make any sense to me. You guys, I show you guys all the time. I make $100. I pay like a couple bucks in fees. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how much fees you're I don't know what you're doing. You must be flash closing or something or not losing the limit order. Limit out, use your stop loss. Take partials. My biggest bag in XRP. Yeah, you can't hold 3L tokens for more than a day, man. I've said that many, many times. I don't really trade them anymore. We used to trade them a lot more when we didn't trade leverage, because I didn't trade leverage a lot, but I trade leverage way more now, so. $25,800 in there. Now that's where the trade should end. You're hitting a resistance C. Very overbought. And there was a move. Look, low stochastics to high stochastics. It's one of the best moves you can get out of the 1 minute right there. Beautiful trade. We called the entry right there with the divergence. And this is like, I can't just say, oh, I called this today. I mean, this is something that I've been trading for years. This is a setup that I teach over and over again. It's when the moving averages are far apart, you're going to dump back down to the 200 SMA. It's the same way we're going to short the market on the other coins that have popped up to the upside recently. It's all there, baby. It's all there. I booked both profits from Cyber and Bitcoin longs. Slipping check market price and market price on Kraken. I lived, I learned. Tough lesson. I use 100,000 leverage in roll, but I will be future trillionaire when Bitcoin hits 40K. And how did that do Jack? I mean, he said he made a huge trade on that. He must have made a boatload of money on that trade. I used to stay in trades for a day, even days, now minutes. Exactly. Stop loss from the current price. Consistency is the key. Do the same thing over and over again. Wow, look at, now they're really smashing the shorts. This ended up turning into a monster. I mean, this is out of control. Massive liquidations now, right now. And we switched long at the perfect time here on the channel. Shout out to everybody that saw that happen. I'm so happy I know how to call divergences right there. I mean, that was a beautiful call. And that's the thing. If you're on this channel with me every single day, I'm going to help you navigate the markets. You won't be these people that just got liquidated right here, that we just saw get absolutely smashed out. You won't be those people. Looks like we did have a glitch, right? But in the performance window, we got no drop frames, 4,000 kilobits per second, 6% CPU, 30 frames per second. Stream quality is good. That was just another liquidation on the, see, on that side, now on that side. I would take profits. Let the dust settle now on this crazy, crazy Tuesday that acts like a Monday. See, false move Monday. It's going to be up and down. And what if we give it all back? So this is when we zoom back out. But look, back to tether dominance. We don't want to see this breakout. We want to see the 4-hour begin to break this down. If this breaches and does some retest or something, it's not a good sign for Bitcoin. So we're going to be watching this very closely. I haven't even have an alert on it. We're going to watch it super, super close. $25,840. And this is probably like, I don't know how many days I've called Bitcoin correctly. And who cares about me? I hate talking about myself. It gets annoying. I wish I was just, but I mean, let's talk about the TA then. The technical analysis in which I used called Bitcoin correctly. It wasn't me. It was just the TA. You know what I mean? The TA called it, man. And honestly, there's a chance for more here. If this just consolidates while this 21 touches, you will get another big move up. And it'll be about the length of this pole here. The measured move could take us to 26,000. Back to that level. All right. You are at the top of the channel now that you broke back inside of, though. So, but see how deadly these moving averages are. And I was able to pick up on this sauce. I just want you to understand these concepts before I pass. All right. Before I'm gone. And I just want to find the picture of this that I put out to the trading group because I just remember it, and I want you to print it out and remember it. Because to everyone else, it's just squiggly lines, but to us, it's money. It's money over and over again. And honestly, we could trade that exact setup of the 1 minute over and over again every time we catch liquidations, which we tend to catch here on the channel a lot. Here it is again on the 15. It's the same concept. You have the massive liquidation, and then you eventually get to the 200. See? That wasn't even what I was showing. That was just another thing, but it's hidden inside. You see it everywhere without even realizing it. But here's where I posted it on the 2nd of September. It's now the 5th. This was 3 days ago, right? And you can see there's the liquidation. Price pumps up to the 200. And I was just saying, you know, we don't have to get the other leg. Like, fine, we got this huge pump today above the 200. It's great. All I want is this. All I want is this every day. 2-3 times a day, I'll take that. Or even once a day. I'll take that once a day. Over and over again. You know what I mean? and just attack, 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 attack. I'll do the math. I'll see how much, and attack, attack, attack. The second the divergence doesn't hold and we start to drop down here, leave the trade. And so I can lose tiny amounts. If the divergence holds and we get the low right there, I stay inside. Stop loss somewhere around the wick, right? And then bang. Make sure you get the space. If you can get into the wick, that's the key. When you get the space away from the 21-day moving average. It's high risk, high reward. I get it. It could come back up and come back down again. But you'll get better at doing it over time if you perfect this idea, you know. Also understanding market timing, like it happening around between about 10:15 and 10:50 every day. We're getting a pretty big move in the market, if you guys noticed. We either get a short squeeze or a long squeeze when I'm live, right? So there's a reason why I'm live at certain times, okay? And that's the top of the channel now, right back down to the bottom. And remember, today is a false move. Look at the volatility today. You'll win and lose trades in seconds. So now I'm going to zoom out and go back to Bitcoin on the bigger time frame and see how does this look on the bigger time frames now. The dog does get hair absolutely everywhere, all over my clothes too. My neighbor has a dog walker. She didn't really like it. You know, the dog walker kept raising money. Why would you do that? Like, just kept kind of disrespecting the relationship that was going on. And that's a good relationship, the dog walker to owner. Like, they have to really like you. So it made her question kind of like the care there. And I said, man, I love dogs. I'll walk your dog in the morning. I'll walk your dog. I pick up my daughter from school every day that it's not torrentially raining. So, you know, in long as it's not like basically gonna nip my fingers off. So I said, you know, I'll walk the dog. So that dog is my neighbor's dog. It's a beautiful golden retriever. It's a big boy. That dog it's a girl. Her name is Winnie. She is a sweetheart, that dog. All right. So let's go back to the idea of the 1 hour time frame we were on at the beginning of the day today. We got Bitcoin out the way again. We made a beautiful call, both short and then long. So 2 calls in a row. Short this morning, we switched long on the 1 minute divergence. We ended up catching that amazing move back to the upside. Calmly and, you know, said everyone else, that's insane, right? The 1 minute volatility, and to us, it's just nice and easy. It's just what we're used to, right? I'm going to remove the moving averages, and I got to look at price action now on like the 4 hour time frame and see things in clarity, right? I'm either gonna, I want to move these for a second. I'll put them back, but I can't have them on the screen right now. I need to look. Okay. You got to give your mind time. All right, so far, what are we seeing? We're getting a double bottom on the 4 hour with very oversold conditions. All right. Technically a higher low by a margin, by a tiny margin, by a margin there, dude. Now, bounce here is resistance. We got to flip 25.8 to remain bullish. And then resistance, resistance, resistance. We got to flip 26,200. And then the capstone here before the bigger high, 26,650. So we have some resistance in our way, and we even have a point of control to get through. You clean this up, it is a falling wedge. You are making a secondary higher low here that could boost you on out of here to the upside. All right. And this is kind of where we started at the beginning of the day. So they made it almost impossible to trade today because had you been short, you would have been correct. But if you didn't know how to look at the 1 minute and find the divergence like we did, and then catch the move and sell at the top of the 200 SMA, you know, you would have been thrown to the wayside because you would have lost your short. They would have stopped you out. You would have been in the money. First, you would have started the short. You would have been in the money. Then you would have went to drive to work today. And as you're on your way to work with your stop loss would have been hit, period. They would have liquidated as many people as they could that tried to play that. And then they brought right back down to kind of where they wanted to bring it again. And the 1 hour is still on its way to the downside. This is so strange, right? Insanity. Insanity. But again, if you knew that rising wedges break to the downside, and you knew that the RSI was getting overbought, and you saw this even gave you a bearish div signal telling you to get out of the market. So from what I teach you, this wasn't rocket science. It was a beautiful move to the upside, and it was time to take our money. And then they look. So we're able to trade around smart money. Somehow the way I trade is teaching you how to trade around smart money. And I don't even know how. I call it luck. But there's no such thing as luck. It's opportunity meets preparation. So I just do this every day. And people think it's lucky. But we're able to understand things about the market that most people just could never even fathom. Because we've given our lives to it. When you give your life to something, you get so much back in return that other people won't get. Carpenters see angles we never see. You know, people that work with their hands and people that work with cement know how to move cement. People that weld know how to, there's a gem to every craft. And if you give everything you have to your craft, it'll give everything it has back to you. And you will learn so much, it'll be unbelievable. So now, remember my teachings about patterns, you're back outside the pattern now. You have to assume you can go further to the downside now. This is so weird. And the 1 hour still says that we're going to dump. We're not done dumping yet. What a weird candle. If that closes in 30 minutes like that, insane. And this is playing out like a weekend. And I've seen this every time we have a Monday off and Tuesday becomes the day. I don't know what it is, because I think the other world markets have been on. The whole week gets messed up. It really takes a week for the whole entire cycle to reset. So I never said last night, just be careful opening up tons of trades. I didn't want to post tons of altcoin trades because I knew the market was going to be volatile today. And I don't want people getting caught up. You know what I mean? Sometimes people don't know the method to my madness, but there's reasons for everything that I'm doing, right? So Bitcoin did a nothing burger last night, as we talked about. Yep. Unbelievable. Shout out to everybody here on the live, man. And it's funny, Master Friend, my man, he teaches class every Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 9 to 11 his time. $150 for serious traders. Reach to the next level. Hit the QR code or the link in the description below. I'm telling you right now, it will blow your mind. You'll learn more about fibs. You'll learn more about the day and the timing and expansion. He's going to teach you so much. So, and we have the top concepts that all the top traders use in my trading group. I'm telling you right now, you can go through the whole market. You'll eventually find everything right here, right? We'll give you the fibs. We'll give you the support of resistance. We'll teach you the divergences. We'll show you key levels of reversals. We'll break it down for you every single day. It'll blow your mind. This almost has a inverted cup and handle vibe, right? What a crazy candle. Now we're back at 25,690. And I was able to demonstrate my 1 minute scalp idea here with the divergence up to the 200. And that one even flying up. I mean, they got a little more. They cherry picked, right? There was some more people, bystanders, waiting to get cream, taken down. And the 1 minute is still saying, hey, let's go. I mean, the 1 hour says, hey, we're let's back on track to just keep doing what we're doing. We were on our way down. And then you just go back to traditional TA and you grab your, your measured move. And it does say we go to 25,045. Jeffrey Smith, $2,000 in 2 minutes using the 21 to the 200 SMA. How insane, lifer. You're the man, dude. Hey, man, God bless you, brother. Hey, send in a super chat, man. Pay it forward. You know what I mean? Show bookmap, please. Said that I played with $10 to learn. But hey, great job, my man. 1374 Bitcoin sell wall. I know, right? Shout out to João Pires. My man, put the lemon in the water, baby. Put the lemon in the water. We did it again. I don't know how we do it. I believe God just blesses me for showing up every day. There's days I wake up and I'm just like, how am I going to do this live stream every day? Some days I wake up, I'll be honest, I'm like, another live stream. I'm like, no. And then I tell myself, what a blessing. You know what I mean? But there are some days I'm just like, wow. It was removed now. Today was a day that a novice or even a amateur trader would have been absolutely rocked and wrecked. If you don't have your 10,000 hours in, you definitely would have been rocked today. Look what they're doing now. Look at this. Look at this. I would stay away from today after this, after all these shenanigans. Honestly, it's absolutely absurd. What's crazy here, though, is this is hidden bullish. See that swing up to swing up, and this is swing down? That tells you the trend should continue back to the upside. You should get a pump now. It's nuts, right? That's just what traditional TA says, that you should. That's a hidden bullish divergence, because that's swinging down while that's swinging up. And you should make a high higher than this high. I don't know why it's there, but it just, that's what it tells you will happen. I'm not telling you that's going to happen. I'm just telling you that's what this tells you will happen. Absolutely wacky price action. Hidden bullish div, though. Tells you you'll break this high. Like, it basically tells, it's saying to me that Bitcoin's going to be 25,960 in like the next 5 to 10 minutes. This indicator is so deadly whenever you see it. Definitely a down-sloping RSI with an uptrending price action from point to point. Live, you're the man, dude. Look at this, $20, man. You're the man, dude. And his first super chat. People make money watching the live stream, man. People understand how to trade watching the live stream. People get educated. All right? If I ever see Bitcoin in the streets, we're fighting. You're funny. The indicator is bonkers. Lifer is still feeling things out with 5 to 10x leverage, but it's been only profits. I love to hear you say that. Happy manatee, my man. Today is one of those roller coasters that means you need a chiropractor for the rest of your life. I know, right? Woo, woo, woo. Thank you so much. And that's how we gain super chats more than almost any other channel, right? That's why this channel's revenue is insane. That's why my business is insane, because I'm in the business of helping people make more money for themselves. I'm in the business of helping educate people so they can make more money for themselves, all right? Wild action in Bitcoin going right back up. Yep, and I mean, it should be, and that's hidden bullish divergence, so we should get a move there for Bitcoin. I mean, just based off traditional technical analysis, it's wild and crazy, though. 1 hour still says we dump, but the 4 hour now is like, see, the 4 hour's putting in a higher low now, right? I mean, you can see the 4 hour says, hey, we could stop this. This could be a, you know, could also turn right now and we could get a dump. So just, I like to wait for the 1 hour to finish its moves. What are the TP targets for this bullish div? Be like something like, you know, right back to the upside here. You know, 25,877. But it should break that high. So like basically you should get like 25.9, you know. Hi Sam, what's your take on leveraging? Any tips? I mean, you should take my beginner's course and learn how to trade regularly. You should learn how to trade spot for at least a few months, in my humble opinion. Can you look at BLZ? Thank you, Sam. Shout out to Sniper Paul. We already did look at BLZ today, but we'll take a look at it again for you. No problems. Thank you so much for the 490 pound. 499 pound. So BLZ just kept pushing to the upside. We talked about a pump coming, and there it goes. And it don't care about Bitcoin, none. It's just doing its thing. Smart idea would be go to the smaller time frame, 1 minute, something like this, and, you know, attempt to scalp it at this point. This thing is on a move. So shout out to anyone that took the call. BLZ continuing to pump to the upside, up 31% now. Getting overbought on the 1 hour time frame. You know, coming back down on the 15 with some legs, but a little bit of bearish div on the 15 there too. See, swing up while swinging down. I'm not greedy. I take profits and move on, but I sell early. A lot of times I sell and it keeps pumping, but I take my money though. So you do whatever makes you happy. I would look for a flag. It's very far from the 21, and it got a massive pump out there. I believe it will retrace, and even if it gets a little more, it's eventually going to retrace somewhere. So was on a school run, missed it. I know how it is, man. I know how it is. Okay, let's take a look here on the charts. So BLZ. And we could add this to it, Sean. 31%. We could update the gains list. Ever since I got off the doxycycline, I get these horrible pains in my stomach that last for like, I don't know, minutes at a time. Bybit new AI wallets with 11,000 coins. Whoa. And shout out to Jeffrey Smith. God bless you, brother. Thank you for jumping on into the live and kicking it with the lifer. May you have a wonderful day. Shout out to everybody here. 599 souls on the live. Thank you for jumping on into the live stream. Each and every one of you are amazing people. And we're going to teach you these strategies every single day. Join my trading group today. I'm telling you right now, join MEXC today. It has the best way to trade these leverage and spot. And it's zero fees, man. Jeff Smith sounds like a made-up name. Well, I didn't set that up. So if you're trying to say that I'm being facetious, you're out of your mind. Strike my family dead. And I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean? I shouldn't say, but what I mean is like, and I would never say that if I wasn't, you know, I put my life that I don't know who that dude is. So you can think it's a setup all you want, but I think you're corny now. Can you look at FET, please? But God bless you, man. I shouldn't put people down just because you're saying weird stuff, but I was joking, dude. I don't know when people are joking, man. You wrote, to be honest. I don't know. Behind the keys, everyone can always say they're joking out of nowhere. That's why it's so weird, man. You got to say you're joking when you write it the first time, right? You know. Can you look at FET, please? Can you take a look at AVT? Got up in FOMO yesterday and lost $2,000. Yikes, man. Why are you using money, man? What's your favorite philosophical book? The Alchemist. The stomach aches can come from eating late. Remove eating after dinner or maximum 4 hours before sleeping and you will be better. Thank you for saying that. I did eat a little late last night. Does algo have potential? A lot of influencers talking about it. AAGO? I've never heard of AAGO. AGO. And look, there it goes, moving up. The falling wedge back to the upside again, based off the divergence again. I mean, we're showing you divergence here. That's hidden bullish. Hidden bullish says you'll break the high of the previous left high. Pretty crazy, right? Bro, try kombucha for the tummy ache. The Alchemist is a great book. Also, my favorite. Shout out to Mr. Pizza Man in the house. And let's take a look at that fan funding. I mean, yesterday was out of control. Can you look at BLZ? We take a look at that. Can you look at FET? We'll take a look at FET. Henry IT. You can take a look at AVT. And shout out to Hot Roman. Hot Roman. God bless you, brother, for the $20. Another first super chat in the house. First super chat he ever threw in the game to the lifer. $72 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. May God bless each and every one of you. All that goes to help the studio, help out other things. We also do other cool stuff with the super chat money, so I greatly appreciate it. Circumvent some of it back around into the community. Can you take a look at AVT? Got up there. Let's take a look at FET and AVT. FET was doing numbers, but it kept pumping up, and it was getting overbought on bigger time frames. So eventually, chickens were going to come home to roost. But FET, man, we nailed it for gains, and now, honestly, it's still consolidating here. So as it gets tight and the moving averages come back up, let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. 4 hour also getting oversold. And you got a bearish div now. See this? You really want to heed bearish div. And then you got a bearish div here too. So you got like double bearish divergence. Tells me I'd be careful. And the 21's getting far away. I'd be careful. I'd take some profits there. Tells me it's going to probably take a little move to the downside. Let's take a look here. Smaller time frames are consolidating, so, there's a chance the 15-minute could give you some gains. I'm not, but just know that it's high risk, high reward. So watch the smaller time frames. Maybe we get one more pump here. But the 4 hour is telling me that eventually we are going to get a pullback. That major bearish div on the 4 hour and, basically on the 4 hour in two different ways tells me to be careful there for FET. So this could be your flag, but you're getting into very high risk territory because you're going against the divergence. That tells me you need to be a little careful there. All right, so just watch out. And you know what time it is right before we jump on in. Some quick news for you right before we jump on into the end of these super chats and keep you hanging on the edge of your seat. All right. My name is Samuel James Price. Thank you for jumping on in to the live stream of the Crypto Lifer Show. Every single day I do this show from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. You got to love it. And we give you a 3 to 5 news segment, and we give you a 3 to 5 minute news segment to knock your socks off. Let's break it down today and talk about it. Lido contributor requests $1.5 million funding to grow Solana liquid staking. So the P2P team submitted a proposal requesting Lido DAO $1.5 million in funding. The funding will be used to sustain and grow Lido DAO's liquid staking service on Solana. So they want to kind of continue to move. I believe liquid staking is going to be a big narrative headed forward into the bull run coming up. And I believe you're going to see Lido taking the head. And it's also now that it wants to move into other chains, it's a smart idea. So Lido just touching the waters. 1.5 is not too much money when it comes to crypto, but touching the waters, getting itself ready, definitely something you want to pay attention to. Lido DAO and liquid staking. Hey. We made a great video about this. That's a evergreen video that breaks it all down too. Multi-billion-dollar Oracle tool Chronicle to expand outside of MakerDAO ecosystem. Chronicle is said to safeguard over $5 billion in assets held on Maker by ensuring pricing data is in line with general markets. Chronicle, the second largest Oracle provider that safeguards over $5 billion for MakerDAO and its ecosystem, said Tuesday it's expanding its outside of the MakerDAO ecosystem with a new protocol that makes oracles available on various networks. Chronic protocol will soon launch on Polygon with the ZK Ethereum virtual machine. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So this makes things fast and move. Chronicle is interesting. I don't know too much about it, but I get a sense of how fast it can kind of create basically more transactions in DeFi. So I know what Link does as an Oracle. If Chronicle is starting to kind of do the same thing and really kind of provide a lot of back-end data and keep things moving in the back end, it's a pretty good information. So it'll feature a dashboard that users can access to track the origin of required data, which developers say will ensure on-chain data transparency. It'll run on data supplied over 22 nodes operators such as Infura, Etherscan, Gnosis, Gitcoin, Argent, MakerDAO, and DYDX. Wow. And that's just going to make DeFi more robust too, which is interesting. Visa's crypto stablecoin settlement expands to Solana. Payment giant now uses Solana blockchain as part of USDC-focused pilots with merchants acquires Wordplay and Nuve. Visa is now allowing its partners to send or receive USDC settlement payments via the Solana blockchain. So Visa and Solana, I mean, and now you're seeing big companies actually using the blockchain. Like Visa is using Solana. I mean, it was only a matter of time, everyone. That's got to help the price of Solana when you see Visa and Solana together. So I'm not the biggest lover of Solana, but you can't walk over that and act like that's not pretty interesting news. And everyone, let's get back into the last few super chats. That is the news of the day. God bless you. What's going on? What are you doing?
I'm going to go get Summer from school.
I'm in a live show.
Nyla's going to be watching TV upstairs.
Oh, she has half a day today.
Yeah, I have to go get her, but Nyla's staying home. It's very hot outside.
Okay. May God bless you. Are you alone? Did everyone leave?
Yeah, everyone's leaving with me except for Nyla. She's going to be upstairs.
All right. May God bless you. So now we're going to watch this little flag here on the 1 minute time frame. Now, just because the Bullish Divergence was there, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to go, but, you got to trade the support of resistance. To me, you've been abusing this channel all day, just like... And that's a clean resist. That's a rejection, too. Look, I'm just feeling it out. I mean, like, this divergence says you're going to break the high. I don't know why it always plays out over time, too. Like, it says it's going to happen no matter what. So just watch this flag, I guess. And be careful trading smaller time frames if you don't use them a lot. If you don't use the 1 minute a lot, it will confuse the bejesus out of you. See how that's starting to bend? That always tells me something. Not an amazing bend, but a little bit of one. First day of school is a half a day. How was that? Just to get the kids ready, meet them, see where they're going. Don't overwhelm them. That's conservative Catholic school in Irish Boston. Wow, now they're even liquidating. Look, whoever took this, a bunch of people played this flag on the 1 minute. They did. And so they played it just like I was looking at it. And they put a stop loss below it, and they got completely nailed. And now they're going to rip them back up to the upside. Today is a sketchy day. Be careful trading, everyone. Be careful trading. Let the market settle till tonight. I haven't said it. If you're in my trading group, it's funny. I've been watching this for a long time. All right. And I understand price action. All right. So as we ease back into the market tomorrow, I'll be cautious. It may act just like a false move Monday, so be careful. I want to see where the price ends up in the evening tomorrow before opening too many trades. You know what I mean? And this is what I was talking about, because I was expecting just absolute ridiculousness here. And this is what I'm seeing. Just absolute ridiculousness. It is funny. Now we're back testing the idea that hidden bullish will play out even on the 1 minute. Like, we should make a high higher than this high. Should be able to buy it blind and walk away. Come back and be able to sell above the high inside of the divergence. I don't know why. It seems it plays out like 99%. It's one of the strongest indicators I've ever seen in my life when I do find it. It's not even an indicator. You're the indicator. You find it. Your brain establishes these things. And that's what I try to tell everyone. You don't need to go, slap a bunch of stuff on and learn how to trade with me traditionally. Understand how to program it. You'll be able to build your own indicators. Do whatever you want. You'll be a master of the indicators. All right. BLZ just continuing to go for the gusto, baby. It just can't take no for an answer. Look at that thing. Just blasting very close to its high of the trade so far. Doing damage. If not too much to ask, would you please consider teaching your class at 5 p.m. Eastern so I can get a chance to take it? For us UK people, please. Sniper Paul. Yeah, you know what? We can do that. We can do one, so, 5 p.m.'s in. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, in the winter, I'm not doing much at 5 p.m. I definitely want to, I don't want to be outside in traffic. And I walk to get my daughter from school, so we don't you have to use the car a lot here, Thank you so much for the super chat and caring about other people and making it to the class, man. That means the world to me. Shout out to everybody here. $78 in chat revenue. 527 people on the live. Thank you so much for jumping on into the live stream. Wacky price action. We learned a lot today, though. I mean, I was blown away. And my strategy played out that I talked about, which is pretty cool. Despite an insanely volatile market and absolute just craziness. So you gotta love that. And our BLZ call from yesterday is playing out. So gains in the trading group, which is great advertisement for why people should join the trading group, right? Gains in my strategy, which is another perfect advertisement for why you should join my trading group and learn my strategies. And then just overall positive energy and just positive people, right? And just people loving life, man. So God bless everybody here on the live. I appreciate you all. This has been an amazing live stream. I don't like Sol either, but I like gains. Sol, PLS, yeah. If not too much to ask, would you please consider teaching your class? Oh, yeah, okay. Sometimes I read the same thing. I just don't realize it because I'm just looking at something new there. Can I pay in USDT for the master class? We'd prefer you do PayPal, but maybe you can pay in USDT. Super chat, Cyber stop loss from price. Cyber. And is this the right one, Cyber Connect, or is this the wrong one? Is there a Cyber too, right? I think you want Cyber. I don't know, though. Cyber Connect on MEXC? Is that it? I cover Bitcoin every single day, 10 a.m. to about 10:45. We tackle it. I eventually either give you a call, find a live call, find something, and So this did something similar, right? It did the dump with the liquidations. It got away from the 21. And then it pumped to the 200. It's going to be a wild ride, but you'll get to the 200. You just got to trust that you'll get to that 200. Same concept right there for the move to the upside for the long. And they said it was back at support. Someone longed it today. They got the pump back to the upside. I don't know. I mean, a stop loss. I mean, the thing is, see how the candles aren't full? Just tells me just to be careful because of the spread, you know? So I see some type of symmetrical triangle forming here. And that could go either way, right? 15-minute is showing you signs of a breakdown. You could end up down here and make a lower low too at 560. I don't know what you're doing for cyber. I don't know what the plan is. You know what I mean? So. Someone in my group just loves trading this thing. I'm not too keen on it, but hey, that's what I'm trying to say. People, my trading group's full of all sorts of beautiful people that do all sorts of different things. The 15-minute says it eventually is going to pump up to the 200 SMA. Just look for it to continue in the higher lows, and if it can consistently make a higher low, it is going to come touch that 200 SMA and make this beautiful rounded bottom. All right. No doubt it was like clockwork. Bitcoin on the 1 hour, it's like it's forming a hidden bearish divergence. You're saying with like this swing down here, and if the RSI continues to swing up, it could make a hidden bear. Yeah, it could slight. Or right here, you're trying to say it's making one here. Yeah, it's swinging down while that's swinging up. I see what you're saying, and then it's overbought. I'm more bearish than bullets. I mean, if you can't get back above 25.9, expect more downside, baby. 25.9 is a key area of resistance that you're just, like nothing's happening if you can't get above 25.9 right here. Absolutely nothing. So, did you short HBAR with the token unlock? No, but that was probably a great idea, right? I mean, these are simple concepts. FET's going to be fun to short soon, and I got a bunch of shorts that I've given out to the trading group already. I'm not going to mention them right now, and they're highly likely to play out. And we've gone over them already, and they're getting ready for the perfect place to short, so we shall see. I mean, I'll tell you right now, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. So I know you got a token unlock, but this tells me you're pumping up to the 200 SMA. So I'd look for a flag or something on the smaller time frame here. And HBAR is actually pretty bullish right now. Am I upside down? I'm also wondering. I'm like, no. Just in case. You never know. Sometimes I flip something upside down and I forget, right? Then I'm looking at the next coin and I'm like making a bullish move that's bearish. But I mean, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom, man. Clear as day. That will break out more than likely. And so I guess we got the unlock, but I don't know, man. I go by technical analysis. I don't go by... I mean, the unlock is some fundamental analysis, though, that tells you should get an unlocking, but... Looks like HBAR somewhere at 5 cents and 0.2 of a cent not too long from now. Based on this, that's an Adam and Eve, and I love these. I play these all the time when I see them. Textbook Adam and Eve. Textbook Adam and Eve. Just got to wait out kind of like what happens here on the 4 hour. But I see that making a move back up at one point. Think about it. If you were to the deep state and you told your buddies to run the market, just looking at the charts will indicate if this is so. Super chats, AVT and Sol. Let's take a look at AVT. Aventus utility token on Bittrex and Gate.io, right? Looked like it got manipulated for sure. Again, I wouldn't trade this based on how small the candles are and how much wicks you have. it tells me it's already a manipulated coin to trade. So I already know what is good for my money and what isn't. This is not good for my money based on the candles. The candle bodies tell me to stay away from it. So like I would almost just not want to do a super chat on it. And I'm sorry you lost a bunch of money on it, but I just wouldn't trade this, man. I have to be honest, right? What is WFT? World Financial, I don't know. I think about it, yeah. Maybe a little handle out. We ever top out perfect short coming? All right. Can you look at SHIB USDT for me, Sam? Shout out to Peter Pan. Send in a super chat for TN Deep Dive. I'll do a freebie for you today, but send in a super chat. I mean, this is going to follow Bitcoin in a nutshell. 1 hour's overbought in a rising wedge. That tells me you're going to break down. Wait for the 1 hour to see what happens, but you're likely going to dump here, right? But you have the 200 and you've made the divergence. So flag out. See if you can stay inside the flag. Reset on the 1 hour. And you may get a pump. A scalp to the 200, you know. Okay, so SHIB has major resistance at 1671. It has support here at 586. It's at a very, very, very close to like a barely holding support. And it's got a trend line right here. That's resistance. And it's got a trend line here. That's support. Similar to, it's like desperately trying to hug on to a higher low. Low, high, higher, low. Right? Not the worst thing in the world. And it's in this falling wedge here, which could be considered a cup and handle. But it's got to, if it keeps that low, it's coming back for the double bottom. All right, right off the bat. Very oversold in the 3-day. Wants to get a bounce. And again, we're going to look at the strength of total 3 too. But look at this. I mean, this does look like you're about to get a pump. Definitely looks like you get a pump to the upside here on the 22-hour. Look at that. Safest call is wait for the retest of the resistance. Bing, bong. And ride this from 880, 861 all the way up to possibly 11 or 1384, right? So I like what I'm seeing here for SHIB. 4 hours is not in the pocket right now. You want to see if you can breach this resistance first and flip it. Bang. That would be your entry there for me personally. Can you make a right shoulder in here? Almost a shoulder ahead and almost a right shoulder there. And the 4 hour come back down and reset. When the Stokes reset and you get yourself I'm going to put an alert for this. SHIB may make us some money in the next couple days. And, you know, with more talk about what's happening with X.com, that's going to boost up Doge, and I think that's going to have an effect on SHIB. That's what I do say, I think, because that's me being completely speculative, you know. So the fact that Solana's holding $20 is pretty interesting, don't you think? It's a psychological number. It's pretty strong. I mean, it bottomed at 7, so it's holding almost a 3x. Not many coins can say that. So despite everything it's been through, Solana. And Solana inside of this kind of symmetrical triangle, you could say. And then this bigger channel too. So possibly a little more downside bounce. And then I see a bounce back to the top of this channel. There's a gap in the VRVP too. And you've already tested the lows a few times. So here's the deal. You flip this level here. You get a retest. You're going up. You know? The daily looks very bullish for Solana. All right. So I'm going to actually zoom into this. I like the daily for Solana right now. So this is how it works for me, and my brain just looks to identify opportunity, right? And I'm pretty good at it. I can find opportunity for myself. I can make opportunity for myself, for others. I can make so much opportunity. I can make opportunity for you, man. And girl, ladies and gents. Just stick with me. Keep paying attention. Stay disciplined. Just look at me, man. Look how hard it is to get somewhere in life. I have to show up every single day, no matter what, no matter what's going on in my life. It does not matter. Got to show up every day. If I lose the consistency, it's all gone. Okay? I'm as good as my last day. If I didn't make this call today on Bitcoin and teach something and have some fun and put in 110%, then the show would have just, people would have showed up today on my first, a lot of people showed up to the first time ever and never met me. And they're like, who's this guy? Right? We got to show them that we're all about it. We got to show them that we're the real deal. So look, now you see a resistance for Bitcoin at 27,795. You can't get back above that area. Now this will take time. Hidden bullish takes time. It's funny, intense focus. That's just going to help us focus for an intense amount of time. Now I'll clean this back up for my trading group. I don't see anything happening right now. It's nuts right now at this point. It's kind of a diamond vibe. It's all up and down. That's chop. But we were able to show you how to trade through the moving averages. That's my sauce right there. And it's cool to see the sauce today and be able to show it to you. Regardless of the past, it kept saying on the top 10. Yeah, and it also has a phone coming out. It's got a lot going on. So, all right. Now, ADS has a very... Also, ADS is kind of like, I like it, but maybe I would rather trade it on KuCoin and maybe with, more liquidity. But it does show signs of making a big move on the daily back to the 200 SMA from the 21 there. Radical bullish dip for the win. It was insane. Waiting for the sharks to buy. Don't sweat it. I trust the Solana phone about as far as I could throw it. You're funny. Spread love. That's the Brooklyn way. Yep. We closed the 1 hour above the 21 SMA. Isn't that a chance? We keep climbing towards the other MAs on the bigger time frames. It's just a bounce off the 100 MA on the 1 minute time frame. There's a chance. Let's take a look at Bitcoin before I jump on out of here. It's 12:05 p.m. I'll be back in 1 hour on BookMap's YouTube channel, breaking it down for you every single Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. And you said the 1 hour broke back. Yeah, I mean, it's attempting to climb back above there. I'm now going to get rid of all the little stuff because that's annoying. Measured move of this flag is to the downside. To me, you left the flag. You're attempting to bearishly retest the level now or break back inside. I guess you could call it a broadening wedge. But to me, I see a bearish retest. You did just get back above the 200 SMA. 15-minute is somewhat oversold. I guess you could say you're back inside the pattern, actually. Bounce, 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 and then, yeah. What a mess, though. I mean, that's a mess. Attempting to make sense of this is like a symmetrical triangle, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to wait for price action to fall out till this afternoon. This is nuts. Just doing whatever it wants. It's going after whoever's just doing 100x lev. It's a mess. And I normally don't say that, but like price is a mess right now. 1 hour's curving back up, the 4 hour's bullish. The one cool thing is the 4 hour defended the level here, and it did make a higher low. Low, high, higher, low. That's the one thing you wanted to see. And despite all the in and outs of the smaller time frames, because that can catch you up, but the 4 hour is still pretty bullish. And there's a lot of wicks on the 4 hour time frame. And that's a good sign that there's buy pressure to the upside. So at the end of the day, you got a falling wedge that broke the trend right here. And that should break up on the 4 hour time frame. Boom. So you should be basically long Bitcoin on the 4 hour time frame. But I definitely want to see us get back above 25.9 before anything else. All right. Anyone else in seller? Anyone else in seller? AGIX chart is pretty crazy too on the 4 hour. It looks to be hitting a 5-point breakout. Alt season incoming. Well, if you want to see alt season, we take a look at total 3. The total market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? And it's funny, I still got us in this giant low, high, higher low. That's an uptrend. You know, why shouldn't we go put in a higher high? And we had so much pain and so much dumpage, and yet we're still holding a higher low. So that's an interesting thing. And then this is a falling wedge that breaks up 68% of the time. You call it like a falling widening wedge or whatever, but that's interesting to me too. You could even, make it tighter. But so the total market cap of all the altcoins does suggest that there's a bounce coming on the daily to the upside. So be careful, everyone. When everyone's bearish, there usually could be a rip to the upside. We'll take it one step at a time. I would be DCAing into coins right now using this idea, right? Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Let me make sure I got through all the fan funding here. And shout out to all the fan funding. Jose Silva, thank you. Jana X12, 49 pound. Wow, thank you so much. I didn't even see that. First super chat ever. I'm sorry I didn't see that. $49. Okay, book of the week, The Invisible Rainbow, A History of Electricity and Life by Arthur Furstenberg. Prayers for you and your family during this tough week. Thank you. Jeffrey Smith, my man, another first super chat. We're getting so many people that have never super chatted before, and it's happening all the time. And then we have Herney TK with the 2 pound. We got Joe Alfeo. We got Hot Roman. We got Sniper Paul and Joshua Jelowick. Thank you so much for giving to the channel. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. $80.66 in chat revenue, 393 likes, 477 people. May God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. We'll break it down for you like we do every single day. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. And thank you so much. Back to full screen. Let's get a sip of that lemon water. Stay hydrated. Shout out to one that made a gain. And shout out to the exclusive lifer, Misha Twain, jumping on in there. And last thing I want to see is, just out of curiosity, just because you know how I am, I just got to see if that hidden bullish divergence will play out. It says it will. Look at it. That swings down while that swings up. We should make a high higher than that high. Symmetrical triangle to the upside. What a crazy day to trade, right? Be careful, everybody. Be careful. Everyone, I was just looking at this. I was doing TA, of course. Looks like it's going to rip right now, even though the Stokes are a little overbought. Still looks like it's going to rip. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. I'll be in the trading group, updating you guys, going over stuff. There's another Bitcoin, maybe even 2 video updates coming at you throughout the day, definitely before I go to bed tonight, and a daily close. So I'm excited. Stay excited. So much going on. May God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Life are out, baby. Life are out.